All right, guys, this is an FSD 12.5.6.3 first impressions video. I just got the update last night. I'll do the actual test loop with it later, but for now, I'm just going to run to the grocery store and grab something quickly. I'll put the update notes on the screen, but the big thing that's changed is end-to-end on highway, which is a huge difference, and as well speed profiles for any roads over 80 kilometers an hour. So these are the three different modes. There's chill, standard, and hurry. Pretty similar to how it was before. Drives in slower lanes with minimal lane changes. That's chill. Drives at normal speed, adjusts with traffic, standard. And then hurry, drives faster with more frequent lane changes. So those are only going to apply on highway and higher speed roads. But there is still changes to FSD overall behavior. And then the other thing is the max speed offset that you can set. I put it to 20% for now, and as well, it looks like you can change it with the wheel kind of on the fly as you're doing it. So I'll leave it with 20. I'll leave it on standard. I don't think we're going to be on any roads that showcase the speed profile on this drive. This is more just a test of FSD's overall kind of driving abilities. So just going to head to Safeway. Boom. Okay, and so I'll start and see what happens here. Sometimes it goes without issue. I actually want it to go right, or sorry, left. So that's not a disengage. That's just me. This route kind of showcases a little bit more. So I'll start it from here. So people have been mentioning this, and I did just do a drive. I messed up with the camera, so I had to re-record. It's very, like, we're going 42 and a 60 right now. It was pouring rain earlier, so I was like pretty happy to see the reduced speed on these roads, thinking that it was to do with the bad weather, but there's definitely no reason at all. Like, our max speed is set to 73, and we're going 44. So I won't disengage. There's no one behind us, but this is definitely way, way, way too slow for this road. And it's funny, the previous build, it was going way too fast on this road. So it's going more like 70, 75. Whereas now this is the opposite problem. So I do wish that it just hung out around that speed limit, around 60, just above it would be perfect. Anyways, coming up to four-way stop here. We're going to come to a full stop. We should get the right of way, though we can both go at the same time. Perfect. I'm doing the coffee test unintentionally while we do this drive. So I'm holding the coffee, drinking it. We'll see how its FSD does with whether or not I spill. So on the last drive that I messed up with a bad camera angle, there's a stop line right here. You can see it kind of up to the left, hopefully. For whatever reason, FSD drove about a half car length past that stop line. I've never had it do that before. I don't know if it was the weather, because like I said, it was a little bit darker. It was definitely like pouring rain, so it might have had a lot to do with that. But that was a strange behavior. Okay, good job getting to the intersection here. We should kind of, just roll straight through. Perfect. Nice job there. And yeah, sorry guys, like I said, I did do the drive earlier this morning when there was a little bit more traffic. I'll put a clip on the screen to show you what I did. I'm trying a new camera setup. I'm even worried that it's going to mess up this time, but the camera angle is way too low, so you ended up just seeing dash and no road. But with that said, right now, I would like the car to be in this lane. I think we should move over because, this is a 2-lane highway. There's a car behind us that definitely wants to go faster than we're going right now. I'm happy with the speed we're going, but I think this car would rather pass us. So I wish the speed profile, I guess, carried over to roads that weren't just 80 kilometers an hour and above. I wish that it worked here, and I wish that it then favored the right lane. The speed is good, though. I do have control over it with the wheel, so it's going 75 with the potential to go a maximum of 86, which is really nice that I can now change that, because There are roads when on, a back residential road and it's speeding 10, 15 kilometers an hour above, that I would have to disengage in the past because I don't want to get caught for a ticket on roads like that. It's really nice that now I can scroll a wheel and I can set its max speed. Just helps with the overall drive. The only issue with that is I'm telling it a max, but that does not mean it's going to go the max. Like it has 85, but it's going 67. That's just the fastest it could go, but more likely than not, it's going to go the speed that it deems safe and necessary. Really good though, overall, other than the kind of slower start there on the back road. The braking and everything feels really good. The acceleration from takeoff feels way smoother than it did in the past. Because previously, and it's hard because we're not the lead car, but you'd get that kind of like throw yourself in the back of the seat feeling when FSD took off. That's definitely not the case now. Perhaps to a fault though, because people are, making a few comments on X about the speeds not being quick enough when getting onto the highway, for example. I'm happy with a more relaxed drive, but when it comes at the cost of safety, and that's when it becomes an issue. Like I'm not okay with FSD hopping onto a highway going notably under the speed limit. That's going to become a problem for sure. So I'm sure they'll fix it though in a subsequent build. I am interested to see what they're going to do here though. So on the roadmap, version 13 is clearly the next milestone. And we're pretty much everybody now on hardware 4 is on 12.5.6.3. I'm wondering if there's going to be an incremental upgrade within 12.5.6 or if there'll even be a 12.5.7. But given what Ashok posted on X when he said version 13 was slated for a Thanksgiving release, it seems like there's not going to be any more builds within the version 12 and we're going to go to version 13, or that's going to be what we're going to see next. So hopefully all these like little minor issues get cleaned up in that update. Yeah, so definite huge difference on the initial takeoff. Even though, like I said, we're not the lead car, previously there was no smooth, slow start with FSD. It was kind of an all or nothing go. So I really like that change. But like I said, I don't love the situation where we're the slower car in the left lane. I want it to move over, but then this is the lane we need to be in to go straight in a while. So this is actually the right lane that we should be in, I suppose. And this is another change that's going to be really good for people that live in rainier climates like myself. This notification of full self-driving may be degraded. That pops up when it's raining or if it's, nighttime, when the conditions aren't perfect for, oh God. Okay, I'll record it, but that's a full red light. Not great. Definitely not great. It should have, you see that it put on the brakes, it wanted to stop, and it could have, like we were not going that fast, and then instead decided to run a very stale red light. There's even cameras there, so I'm curious if I'll get a ticket. Interesting. That's too bad. And then a little bit of phantom braking through this light here. It's too bad. People aren't going to like that. Definitely my fault. I didn't disengage. Like I was watching. It's like, I'll say full self. Oh God. So it's, I think, tried to avoid that puddle. And then went around. Interesting. Very weird. I did the same drive this morning and it was fine. It pulled through that puddle. Where's it going? Oh, it's going to do the whole loop again. I'll let it. We could have gone in right there. Like that was another entrance to this parking lot. This is my struggle with FSD starting to avoid things like potholes and puddles and things in the road, which it needs to, absolutely. Sorry, first of all, good stop here, pulls forward, turns right, very good creep. That felt great. No hesitation, very, very smooth. But sorry, what I was saying is, with things on the road like potholes and puddles and debris, absolutely, I want the car to avoid them. There's no question that that is the future, and robotaxis have to do that. Otherwise, you're going to end up hitting something on the road. You should go right now. But with that is, I think, what's happening right now. The growing pains of full self-driving is gaining confidence to avoid things, which is really good, but it's going to throw up some false positives along the way until it kind of gets better, I guess. I don't know, because right now that's just a very shallow puddle that it, I think, is avoiding, because this is the same destination I put this morning and it's not pulling in. And like I said, I think it's because of that puddle, because I think it thinks it's a road marking, a hazard, whatever. We'll see what it does here. I'm going to take over if it tries to go past it again. Yeah, so it's got the right signal on. Should go over this. Yeah, see, it won't. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to end the trip. I'll do a smart summon. I did one this morning because hopefully I'll get the same situation, but it looks like there's some improvements to smart summon as well, which is really great. I love the idea and using smart summon, but for myself, I was having issues where it was not adhering to the proper side of the road. So you can see here, this should be the side of the road that we're on. That's the side of the road that cars are on. I would notice summon a lot of times would drive kind of on the left or hug the middle, which it's fine if it's empty, but then it gets really awkward because if someone's coming towards you, it would always move out of the way. It's never going to drive into a car, but it just presented an awkward situation, right? Like nobody wants a car coming at them, and then although it's going to avoid it, it still is just not a great situation. But it seems like that's been resolved. So yeah, I'm literally just going to park. Sorry, it's probably sounded bad. I'm literally just going to park and then walk up to the front and then summon the car. So 2 seconds, I'll be right back. All right, so this should be a fairly basic one. I'm just going to pop up the app, and then I'm going to say, come to me right here. So this is the change I saw this morning. See if it does it again. Preparing. Reversing forward. So Smart Summon, when it first came out for the testers, was doing this, where it would reverse for visibility and then come forward. And then when it released to the public, the version that it had was no longer doing that reverse, which is interesting. So what's it going to do here? It should stop. Yeah, so it seems like they've re-added that, which I think is good, because I mean, visibility in the front there is none because there is no bumper camera. So backing up to getting that a little bit of visibility, I think, is huge. Okay, really good job on Summon. Pulled over to the right. It definitely in the past has struggled with this and would have parked itself on the side. So nice job there. Summon complete. All right, this is a church on the street near my house. So I'm hoping previously, and I've seen videos of full self-driving pulling into people's houses, but those are for like driveways with like paved driveways. I live on a road where it's like gravel driveways, and FSD in the past has really, really struggled and never been able to navigate off of the road into the driveways. This morning, it did a perfect job of it, so I'm curious to see what it's going to do here. So I'll hit go. Okay, so I'm just going to start it. car passing us, and I'm assuming as soon as it goes by, we'll see the car and then start going. Yeah, perfect. Wonder where it's going. Come on, car. Decent job here in the parking lot. I wish that as I made that turn, it was over on the right more, because you can see we got to an awkward situation where we were almost blocking that car. It's funny how confident FSD is. Like, see here, see where it's put? It's like we're on the yellow line right now for kind of no reason at all. It could have been over on that right-hand side, but not a big deal because the parking lot's empty. It's interesting, and I don't understand. If anybody does, please let me know in the comments. Full self-driving on the road is incredibly confident. It knows what it's doing. It maneuvers, and it never has any, especially in the later versions, it hasn't any of the like jerky wheel movements. But as soon as you get into a parking lot, I should slow down for these. As soon as you get into a parking lot, it seems to lose all its ability and confidence. It still does it. Like, we're getting through fine. We're stopping. We're not. That's not a stop sign. But it's just interesting how different it behaves in a parking lot versus on the road. So I'm curious why that is. If anybody knows, let me know. But good job leaving. Got us out. Speed was good. This morning, though I can't really show you the video since... Oh, fuck. I hope this ends up filming okay. Sorry, this keeps dropping. I'll fix it. FSD always sits in this lane to take this turn, because there's two lanes you can see here. And even if traffic is backed up in this lane and empty over there, it would always previously come here and choose this lane. This morning, doing the exact same drive, this lane was backed up and it put itself over there for the first time ever. So I'm curious if it understood that there's two left turn lanes, one's busy, so I can go into the other one, because that was great to see. That was exactly what I would do as a human driver. But like I said, full self-driving has never done that for me, but I'm usually not in too much of a rush, so I haven't been fussed about it previously, but it is a really good change if that's what's happening. Okay, good job here. So things I do wish it avoided. So there's this pothole. If it's going to start to avoid things on the road, like it kind of seemed like it was with that puddle, I wish it, if it could safely, go around potholes like that. So it didn't need to come into another lane, but it could have gone over to the right and not hit that, but not a huge deal. That's just a best case scenario for me, imagining a world where it understands what it should and should not avoid and how to avoid those properly. So we have a max speed 85. We're going 69 and a 70. Not ideal. I suppose better than speeding, but I do wish that it, yeah. I mean, we're starting to slow down now because of the red, which is fine. But I wish that it got up to a speed that was appropriate and at least held the speed limit. If it was notably further out, would it see that and handle it appropriately? This intersection here, it seems like it likes to change lanes as it goes through. See what it does here. Yeah, same thing. So we're changing lanes as we go through an intersection, which, I mean, everybody does it. The guy behind us just did it too, but it is illegal, and this is a police station. So I wish that FSD didn't. I wish that it either made the lane change before or after. Good job on the turn here. Really smooth. I mean, although there are some issues, obviously, and I'm just being very critical so far of FSD because that's, I think, the more interesting thing to explore is its shortcomings, rather than just talk about the things it's great at always, because it is incredibly capable. It does all of the driving, but there are issues. So I'd rather talk about the issues and see what gets improved on. But I mean, overall, this drive has felt really good, a lot smoother than previous builds. Like this stop and this start, yeah, way better. If it took this speed control, like acceleration, and then just figured out, I mean, here it's great. We're going 65 and a 60. This is exactly kind of what I would want it to do on all roads, where it's just that little bit above the speed limit. Let's see what happens here. Oh, it's closed. This is my fault. I didn't realize the gate was going to be closed. Let's see what it does here, though. So it should turn right. Perfect. Yeah, great job. There's a person here, so I'm going to have to take over, but this was really good. Pulled in. In the past, full self-driving would not do that. It really struggled for me with pulling off of this road onto these driveways, but it seems like in 12.5.6.3 at least that's changed. But yeah, overall, the video is probably terrible because of my camera, and I'm sorry. I'll reshoot it if necessary. I'm moving a bunch while I talk here. That's the drive. I will do a test loop and drive more to see kind of how it is, but overall, I mean, I think it's like all builds. It's 5 steps forward and 1.5 steps back. So lots of great changes, just a few small things that I hope they can fix, but yeah, really good job.